Good afternoon, my friends. Welcome back to the channel. Hitchhiking Yeti here. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today's going to be a lot of fun. I'm here in downtown Wilmington, right here on the Riverwalk area. You can actually, if you look really tough, right there is the Memorial Bridge that crosses the Cape Fear River when you're entering town on Highway 74. But today's going to be an exciting day because we are going to look at Magellan's 16th century ship, which is really cool because it was actually part of a fleet that circled the globe back in the mid 1500s. So really cool, kind of cool little thing. This is not the actual ship, this is a replica, but it is a very piratey looking ship, and I thought it would be a lot of fun to come down here and check it out. This ship, just to give you a little fun fact about the ship, it was actually built in 2018. And it's been here in the port city here in Wilmington, North Carolina for the last 3 years. This will make the third year in a row. It was here in 2022, 2023, and this year in 2024. I planned on the last couple years coming down here when it was in town to see it, but things always went awry and I never got my opportunity. But today I did get my opportunity, and we actually bought a ticket already. It's $15 to board the ship and take a little like a self-guided tour. They do have some of the guys on there that can that works on the ship, because they really do sell this ship. They take it from town to town, port to port, you know, here in the US and everywhere. So you know, it's sailed here from Spain, so it does cross the ocean, so it's pretty cool. So we're going to go up there and take a look at it and take a little tour through this thing, and then maybe we'll just kind of walk around town here for a little bit and look at some storefronts and see what they have up here as far as food and things like that. If you're ready, my friends, I'm ready. Let's get started. So right across the river from where the Trinidad is located, you can see the ship is right there, and right over there is the USS North Carolina. And this area right here is known as Veterans Park here in downtown Wilmington. And this is where the ship is located. It's actually docked right here at Veterans Park. And it is really awesome looking, man. This really gives me some big time like Black Pearl vibes, Pirates of the Caribbean type of stuff. So this is going to be a lot of fun and really exciting, I believe. So this ship was built in Spain back in 2018, and it's pretty cool. The ship has 4 masts, 5 sails, and 5 decks, and they are definitely embracing the pirate theme, or a lot of pirate flags and skulls and things like that. They got some skeletons over here decorated too, but I just wanted to take a quick moment to show you some of their information in case you want to check them out online. But right there you go, you can kind of look at that and give you some information. Really cool. This is really awesome. If you are in a town, you know, that has a port and you hear about this thing coming, I definitely think you ought to go. I mean, this thing is so awesome because this is a 1-to-1 replica. So this is the actual size of the real Trinidad back in the day that crossed, you know, that circled the globe. You know, that's what that whole fleet was all about. Even though I think this ship actually sustained some hull damage and never made it back, but its sister ship, the Victoria, that was in the same fleet, did make it back. And it took them 2 years to sail around the world. So that is pretty cool. And right up here they have some skeletons, some old pirate skeletons and stuff. Looks pretty cool. Kind of definitely reminds me of Pirates of the Caribbean, you know, when they would be in the moonlight and the pirates would kind of lose their skin, and this is what you would kind of see. So that is pretty cool. Alright, right here it says, welcome to the Nao Trinidad. Attention please. There are many stairs with short steps. Use handrails. Go down backwards like a ladder. So keep yourselves hydrated and wear a hat. Well, too bad I don't have a hat. So this right here is our gangway. Alright, here we go. Come up here, and we want to make sure we always turn around and go down the way we're supposed to on the ship itself. So we're aboard, mateys. Oh, this is pretty cool right here. Just check this out. They have all kinds of stuff. They also have some places on here where you can like scan these QR codes for information. They do tell you when you're on the ship, make sure you always, you know, go down the steps and stuff backwards for stability. That's pretty cool. And do not touch any of the riggings. Oh man, check his cannon out right here. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, these floors are definitely not level, man. It is like all downhill with shape just as the ship is. That is pretty cool. I was trying to look over here on the side to see if I could see the cannon, but you really cannot. I can only see this big old anchor they got on the side of the ship. Oh, they got some Yamaha power down there. I bet they didn't have that back in the 16th century. It's an upgrade. So this is what it looks like to look out the back of this ship. Right back here is like part of the thing that actually steers them, like the rudder in the back. Right there's that mechanism that you can see there. You see some of their, they got some watermelons back here and look like some pineapple, things like that. Pretty cool. I gotta say, there's not a lot of room on this ship, it don't feel like. So if you can just imagine back in those days, man. Oh, look right here. The crew hardly had any living space for their life on board. Only the captain had his own cabin. The rest of the men were looking for small space and open air on their decks, swept by the water, wind, and sea, where they could put their blankets or mats to take a rest. Could you imagine that? Look at that picture. That is what it would look like, maybe beneath this actual area right here. So that's pretty awesome. So now we looked around on beneath there. Let's take it up these steps right here. These steps are really, really steep, by the way. Just to give you an idea, I mean, that is a steep walk right there. All right, so when we was downstairs a few minutes ago, I pointed out the actual, like, the rudder of the ship, the mechanism that actually turns it. Well, right here, the whip staff is actually how you turned it. And it was right here behind me. Check that out. And right here it is. It's just kind of planted down there in the floor. And that's the big staff that you would hold, as this gentleman is, to actually turn this big ship. So unlike the Black Pearl, I thought there was going to be, you know, the captain's wheel, you know, where Jack Sparrow always stood and held on. But no, it was actually this. This is what they used to actually turn the ship. That is pretty awesome. There's a bell up here. Let's walk on up here. My wife already made it up to the very top, so we're going to go up there and check that out real quick. All right, I made it up to this level. They do have a little caution right here. This caution, please go downstairs backwards. And I can see why, because these are very, very steep. But check out this view up here. I mean, right down here is where we bought our ticket. Right here's the flags. Right over here is where we started the video. So you got quite a good view here up on this ship. And just look at the mast. Look, man, they got like the watch out up there. You would climb up there and watch out for maybe, I don't know, icebergs, other ships in the area, things like that. This is every kid's dream to be on a ship like this, you know. I mean, just look at that behind me. That is so freaking cool. So I was talking to the young lady, one of the crewmen or crew women downstairs, and we was talking about like where they sleep and stuff. She said still to this day, the captain only has his own chambers. Everybody else has to sleep kind of where they are, but they got some bunks down there now. So she said the crew don't have to like just find a place on the deck to, you know, to sleep and rest and stuff and during the weather. But she did say this, while they are sailing around the ocean and things like that, they still have one person at night that has to be up here on deck during the night while other people are sleeping. Everybody kind of takes a turn, and they actually still sleep on the deck and kind of keep a watch out and things like that. So I thought that was kind of cool. And she also cleared up some other little things. Was when I was reading about it, my wife was reading about it, when it sustained damage and didn't make it all the way around the world, only the Victoria made it clear around the world. And by the way, the company that built this ship, this replica, also built a replica of the Victoria, which that ship has not ever been here in Wilmington before. But there is one out there, and it does travel. So keep your eyes peeled for that if you're interested. But yeah, but you know, when they fixed the ship and actually repaired it and moved back out, they had a lot of headwinds and strong seas and things like that. And then eventually this ship, the real one, was captured and then stripped. So it never sank because of its damage. I thought maybe it did, but it did not. It was actually captured, and then the ship was actually stripped and destroyed. So just a little fun fact there. Check this light out right here on the back side of this ship. I bet that looks awesome at night when it's illuminated and it was sailing up the river here. Golly, I bet that looks so daggone cool. Like a ghost ship or something, you know, kind of spooky, maybe a little bit of fog. All right, here we go. Down steps. These things are so steep. That is wild. Wild and crazy. All right. So we looked around here a little bit, and now I think it's time for us to go down. She said the main museum part is downstairs, so maybe we'll head down there next. All right. We're down in the darkness. All right here is a little information about the Trinidad, flagship of the first sailing around the world, 1519 to 1522. Maybe I have some more information. If you would like to pause the video, you can definitely read all that good history. And then over here they have some drawings on the wall, like some diagrams. You guys see, like right here would be Spain. And this kind of shows the route, I guess, how they sailed around the world. Went down around South America and cut across, and then we come over this side. You're leaving South America and come across the Pacific Ocean over here around like Indonesia in that area, and then they went back between Australia and India, and they come around the continent of South Africa and Africa, and then made their way back up to Spain. At least the Victoria did, because the Victoria was the only one out of the 5 ships that actually made it back. So out of their 2-year-long voyage. Right back here in the back, they have a video here that shows you how they made this actual ship. Pretty cool. I was watching some of it. A lot of the stuff was handmade. I mean, everything they was doing looked to be handmade, hand-nailed. You know, pretty cool. Building an old school ship the old school way. That makes sense. So I was reading some of the things that they have here on the wall, and look at the discipline. Man, they was hardcore back in those days. Acts such as swearing, blasphemy, theft, playing cards, nudity, or sexual activity were considered serious misconducts, and penalties would range from loss of salary and assets to whipping, exile, or even death. All right, so that's pretty cool. So now we're going to head on up to topside. All right, my friends, we just came up from the below deck area, and I happened to see this over here, and I immediately thought, like, oh man, this is how we call the Kraken. Remember Davy Jones and Pirates of the Caribbean? They used to get this right here and start winching it around, all of them. He'd be whipping them, and then it would like make this earthquake thing happen beneath the water, and then the Kraken would show up and like go after Jack Sparrow or take down another ship. But this right here is actually how they used to use to wind this thing, and it would actually pull the anchor up on the ship, or they could also use it to like unload and offload heavy stuff on, like off the ship or on the ship and things like that. So that's actually what this is for. It's not really for the Kraken to be called. All right, my friends, we just exited the Trinidad, and now we're going to go over here to this lady, and she's going to tell us a little bit about the weaponry they have over there.
Over here we have a little mock of how to repair a ship when it's leaking. So what you would do is you would take the rope and you're going to put it in, and a lot of times you'd have the rope soaked in tar. And so then you're going to take your little wedge here and your repair hammer, and you just once you get it all hammered in there nice and tight, you would then cover it in with another layer of tar, and once that dries, it'll be watertight and no more leaks.
All right.
We use these to remove the knots, so to pull knots out of a rope. I feel like we need these in modern times. Right? I'm wondering if they have one for necklaces. So here we have weapons. This is a non-firing replica, so it doesn't have any equipment in the inside, so it won't fire. But this is what they look like. So this is a flintlock pistol. So if you notice, a lot of times you'll see the flintlocks have a really wide hilt right here, and that's because it only has one shot. And so if you're in battle, you can swoop it around and use it as a club.
Right.
A lot of times you'll see them with brass plates on them as well, and that's for that same reason. Here we have an axe pistol, and I know it looks very fantasy, but it was, in fact, something they would have done. It might have been rare, but they had them. And yet again, this is going to be for a boarding party or someone that is on the merchant vessel who's trying to stop you from boarding, because you can snap those ropes as they're coming across. So, but also, yet again, it's that one shot. You only got that one shot, and then you can turn around and have it. We have Here, this is a powder horn. This is an actual powder horn. This is Madbone Marie's powder horn. She uses this when she's firing cannons. And we have a lot of the rest of it's pretty self-explanatory. This right here is hardtack. And so if you've ever heard about piracy or Wild West, you'll hear about hardtack a lot. And that's what this is. It lasts for 25 years once made. I wouldn't eat these because I made these in 2023, and there's been a lot of hands touching them.
Yeah.
I mean, they're still good. They just had a lot of fingers.
Cool deal. Thank you so much for all the information. All right, my friends, that was a pretty cool tour. I gotta admit, that was well worth the $15 that we laid down to go on there and take a little self-guided tour. It was really cool. Everybody on that boat was so nice and kind, giving me information to relay to you guys. It's really a lot of fun and really cool to find stuff like that to do. I love being in Wilmington because you just never know what's gonna float into the town, you know? And like for the last 2 years, I've been planning to go on that ship, but it just never worked out for some reason. And on top of that, I think it's pretty fascinating that the crew on the ship, they stay on that ship even at night. They don't go like over here and get a hotel at the Holiday Inn or whatever, you know. They actually they're roughing it on that ship. So I think that is pretty awesome. All right, now we're going to make our way down to Market Street and maybe go down and get a little sweet treat on Market Street to kind of end the vlog today. It's pretty hot today. I think we deserve a sweet treat. All right, so we're walking down Water Street here. We got some good restaurants right in here. You know, we have this Mellow Mushroom right here, and then right next door to Mellow Mushroom, we actually have a Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. Those are pretty fancy smancy places. At least Ruth's Chris Steakhouse is very fancy. Very high dollar, I believe. I've never tried it before, but I heard it was pretty good. All right, we made it down here to Water Street and Market Street. Here's a little carriage by. The horse is pulling an empty carriage. Anytime I come here at the Black Cat Shop, I always got to show you guys this. If you've never tried it before, I think it is well worth it. It's Wilmington's #1 family destination store, but you can buy the ghost tour tickets right here. Yes, you have to do that. Their ghost tour is awesome. They have these awesome guides that would take you out here. You buy your ticket, you will actually meet right over here on the waterfront area, and then they would take you on a tour of the historic area here in Wilmington and tell you all these cool ghost stories about different mansions and just people that lived here that, you know, didn't die so nicely. So when you come in, they actually have a sign here that says, buy 2 slices of fudge, get 1 slice for free. That looks pretty good, but they actually have ice cream. Ice cream line starts here, and we gotta go that direction. You see there quite a congregation of people kind of lined up, and it goes around over here, and this is where the actual ice cream is located, and that's where we're gonna go. But first, let's take a look as this guy back here is making some fresh cones up. And then look at all the good stuff. That sea salt marshmallow right there, that looks pretty good. Look at all that stuff. Oh my God. You like strawberries? They got them chocolate covered. It's pretty good. Look at all these apples with the nuts on them. And those right there are pecan caramel apple. I have a friend on Instagram who actually, her nickname on there, her handle is actually caramel apple. So she would probably like some of this stuff, I would imagine. Pretty cool. They even got some sea salt caramel down here on it. Oh man, it looks really tasty. Probably making y'all hungry about right now, right? But that's what I do here a lot of times. Apple pie caramel apple. I don't ever think I've tried that before, but that looks good. And then you can just go the OG, just caramel apple. A lot of good flavors here. All right, they got Kilwin's Sea Salt Caramel Collection, and my wife, we're actually going to try this out right here. That's kind of some of the items that you can get in there. So it's a little bit of, it's a collection of all different kind of stuff, kind of assorted right there.
Different sea salt.
Yeah, that's going to be good right there. Milk chocolate. All right, here we are in their fudge area. We got some sea salt caramel twist right here. Look at that fudge. Oh, that is chocolate peanut butter. They got Kilwin's mud. And right here we have the turtle. That looks really good. Check this out, a peanut butter filled dinos. That is pretty cool. We got a striped caramel rod. That looks pretty good. My wife was eyeballing that one actually. Then we got some maple walnut. Really nice sea salt double decker caramel. Right there, that sea salt chocolate caramel. I think I'll look in the middle. Yeah, okay. I know you've had enough, right? Okay, we just move on. having some real problems here. I don't know if I want chocolate, or do you want Superman, or do you want mint chocolate chip? I like all three. God, what to get? Decisions. The big reveal, what did I get? Mint chocolate chip, Superman, or chocolate ice cream? Oh, I'm so boring. I just I can't stand it. I had to go with the chocolate today. It was calling my name, and it is so good. But I'm gonna tell you something.
Of mine.
Maybe a little bit. What'd you get again?
Cheesecake turtle.
Cheesecake turtle. Yeah, that right there, that is so good. I'm so darked out right now, but let me tell you something. The cheesecake turtle, I will be getting that next time I come back to Kilwins here in Wilmington. No doubt about it. That is a definite. It is very, very good. All right, my friends, the chocolate ice cream from Kilwins was awesome, but I got to give it to my wife. She stole the show today with that truffle cheesecake ice cream she got. That was amazing. I will definitely be trying a scoop of that when I come back in a few weeks, I'm sure, because I got family coming to town, and I know that's where we'll be going. So it'll be a win-win for me. Awesome. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. I thought the Trinidad was a really cool ship. I've been wanting to actually tour that ship for quite a few years, as I said earlier, and we made it happen today. I really appreciate you guys taking your time, as always, coming along on my little adventures. It means so much to me and my wife. We really do appreciate all y'all's support. If you enjoyed today's video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and as always, if you want to stay in the loop for my future uploads, I upload twice a week, sometimes 3 times. Definitely go ahead and hit that subscribe button. That will definitely keep you up to date on my latest vlogs. All right, my friends, it was good hanging out with you guys. I hope you had a good time. I am the Hitchhiking Yeti, and I will see you in my next adventure. Y'all stay safe out there, and I hope to see you again soon. And as always, I'm sure I will if you just subscribe. As we zoom in on the German restaurant right next to the entrance of the cotton exchange, right there. You see the German flag? That's it, that overhang. That's where you want to go for a good schnitzel. Yeah. All right. Speaking of Germany, I'm only about a month away before I will be going to Germany. Feeling excited. Bonus footage. Is that not the coolest Waffle House you have ever seen? I mean, that thing almost kind of looks like the Ghostbusters firehouse in New York. But it's just it's a Waffle House. That is so rad. We're gonna have to totally come up here sometime and try it out. Go to that Waffle House right there. I love the Waffle House. I'm a Waffle House type of guy, just like Tin Cup.